Get started with questions.
We're going into week 3 of spring. How's it feeling?
Feeling good, especially for a guy like me. I've been here, just going on my 6th year, being a super senior. So I've been having these back to back. Just feel like old times, just going through the process again.
Does it feel any different this year?
Yeah, it does. Due to the fact of what happened last year, coming off that big win, we have definitely high expectations. But we working to get back to where we were last year, or even better.
Can you put in perspective the end of your last season?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from not playing a whole lot during the year to being thrown into the fire. I mean, absolutely. And it seemed like you made a lot of improvement over the final month plus of the season.
Right. Last year, yeah, it was a year for me where I had to really play the back burner and just do what I do best and just work with the older guys and everything. The coaches always stayed on me. They always made sure in practice that I was always doing my best and keeping the best effort. And they always told me, like my time is going to come eventually. And that time came at the end of last season. And I was prepared for it thanks to the help of my coaches and my teammates. And we did what we had to do.
Was there ever a time when you didn't know if your time was going to come and maybe consider a transfer somewhere else?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always uncertainty in anything you do. So, but one thing I know, for me personally, I'm a Georgia kid for real. So I've been a fan even before this. I've been recruited by Mark Rick and everything. So I always decided that this is the best place for me. Whatever happens, happens, and I'm just continue to work. And luckily for me, everything paid off.
Did you have a conversation with anybody about what you were going to do with your future, or just you kind of did it on your own and say, hey, I'm just going to wait this out and wait for my time?
No, I just always, with my parents, of course,
Sure.
But as far as coaches or anything that's like that, I kept everything internal. I just put my head down and work. That's all they told me to do, and that's what I did. Trust the process.
What was sort of the process like when you decided to come back for this season?
It was really a no-brainer for me personally. It wasn't a lot that went into it. I just knew I had ended off the season well, and I wanted this is my last year, so I wanted to continue to do that this year and actually be that role that I always imagined coming here at Georgia.
On the drive before Keely's pick 6, you had a pretty big pass breakup on 3rd down there. Can you sort of walk me through what was going through your mind on that play and what happened there?
Yeah, we was in a blitz coverage of ours, so I had to maintain inside leverage. I got motion to the front side from the boundary. I had to follow him over. We got into a bunch, and as the bunch sorted out, I just kept my inside leverage and made a big play at a big time in the game. And I felt like that was a big moment for me. As you can see during that play, I kind of got up screaming. Had to let everything out, so that was something that I was waiting for a long time.
Yeah, I guess given your journey to that point, how satisfying is that to know that in a moment like that, in that sort of game, you're making a play that big?
Super big. Nobody could, besides myself, my parents, they was super proud of me. Just to see the joy that they had from after that game and everything they knew that I've been through, it made it 10 times better.
Blaine, what was your perspective on the Ringo pick 6? What was going through your mind on that play?
What was going through my mind on that play was, they throwing the ball towards me. That's what it looked like it was coming, but it was kind of an overthrown ball. And once I seen Keely catch the ball, all I could think was, we did it. That's all I thought. And the way he sealed it out with the touchdown run and everything, they made it great.
On the pass breakup that you were just talking about, I watched it again today. It looks like, you've got inside leverage like you were saying the whole time. Was a little bit of that luck, or was was Slade Gordon doing something that kind of indicated to you that's what the route was going to be?
Yeah, going off in practice, we work on identifying tendencies and everything. So once I seen him go up to the field, I know I had my safety, Chris Smith, on the outside. So I knew that I could kind of cheat towards the inside more, and he kind of just came my way, and I just made a play on the ball.
And to that end, what's your perspective on what was going through your mind and how you were able to perform against Alabama the first time as opposed to the last time? How much different of a player were you in just that, the time that passed between those two games? Right.
So going into the first game, the SEC Championship, I really had no idea that I'd be the starter. Going into that week, I had got a lot of reps and everything, but my coaches always tell me just be ready when your time called. And the night before the game is when they let me know that I was going to be the starter and everything. So I just trusted my training for the best I could. I went out there and did what I could do the best way I could possibly do. Unfortunately, we did lose that game, but after that, the whole team was kind of hungry, and I was hungry for myself because I didn't have the best game, I thought. And I knew what I was capable of doing. So going into the next following weeks, I just kind of locked in, and just trusted my training. And the next game, everything just turned out well.
Were you worried at all that you had kind of blown your shot? And was there a moment when the coaches said, "No, you're going back in there for the Orange Bowl"?
Not at all. After that game, I wasn't really down on my confidence at all. Pretty much, I seen a lot of things that were, being said. But one thing about it, my coaches, they had my back. And right after that game, they kind of let me know like the things that I messed up and the things that I can get corrected. So we went back to the drawing board and got those things corrected. And going into the next following weeks, we just went out there with a different game plan. We had success.
So they didn't say anything. It wasn't like some big meeting. It was just, keep going.
Yeah, yes, sir. Basically.
Did you have to kind of buckle down off the field early in the year to kind of get back into good graces, and get in position to help the team again?
Definitely. Yeah, I did have to do that. But that just comes with, this is what they want us to do. Since being here, they say one thing I'm sorry. They say one thing, and that's how you do something. How you do everything is how you do something is how you do everything. So whether you do good off the field and on the field, that kind of correlates. So I had to get myself together off the field in order to get myself together on the field.
What have you seen out of Carson Beck and how he's grown, especially this spring?
Since being here, Carson Beck has been a quarterback who's come in, always ready to work, always a good teammate, great teammate. I've seen great improvement from him, and I'm looking forward to what he can do for us this fall.
You talked about coming back being a no-brainer. What do you want to get out of this year? What are you looking to accomplish this year?
I'm looking forward to, becoming more of a leader, especially a vocal leader. I'm kind of one of those guys who kind of like do everything by example, not really talk much. But this year I'm going into that different role where I kind of have to step up and be a helping hand to the younger guys. So that's really my main thing. And, just focus on what I have to do for myself on and off the field so I can put myself in the best position I can come to the end of the season.
What's sort of the competition been like so far at nickel, and who are some of the guys getting in there?
Some of the guys, rotating in, me, Javon Bullard, and we got some other guys that's coming in, getting their work done and everything. But every competition's been fun. It's been real fun. We like to have fun with it, so it's not really like competition, it's just we're all getting each other better.
Are you playing zone? I like playing zone. I know Muschamp was kind of known for his ability to teach zone defenses.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Muschamp brought a lot, and how comfortable are you in those concepts?
I'm comfortable with it. Something I was doing in high school and something that we were doing here before he got here. So he just kind of come here and enhance it and help us with everything. So whatever they want us to do, we have to adjust to it. That's the Georgia way. Like whatever they want, they're gonna get us to where they want us to be.
What's the goal of this defense this spring after losing so much in the draft?
Yeah, we did lose a lot in the draft this year. We kind of know that. The biggest thing is, just reloading. As far as secondary, linebacker, and the interior D-line, we're just looking forward to overdo what we did last year.
For you personally, how much more confidence do you have this spring compared to the other ones you've experienced, just knowing how last year ended for you and how last year ended for you and for the team?
Supreme confidence. I never really lacked confidence, but going off from last year, I do have supreme confidence because I feel like my teammates, they have my back. I never doubted them having my back, but after last year, it kind of felt like an extra boost. It's something that I needed in order to get myself ready for this year, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, we have 2 more questions. Rolling.
There's been a lot of guys in the secondary that have come and gone, obviously. I mean, did you predict or know that one day this day would come for you where you'd be in front of the media and you'd be a guy that would be counted on, or is this kind of a bonus for you with the COVID year and how you've stuck around and improved?
I always had no doubt that eventually, all my hard work will pay off eventually. Not to say that I've really done anything because I haven't, but to get to this point where I can, step up and be one of those guys that the coach can depend on is huge for me. So that's really how I feel about that.
You talked about retooling on defense. Obviously, a couple big names lost in the secondary in the offseason. Who are some of the guys that you've seen, maybe that are younger, that are starting to step up and get more reps?
That's kind of a Coach Smart question.
I don't know if that'd be a Coach Smart answer.
Yeah. We got a lot of guys coming in. Everybody just coming in trying to get work. And a lot of guys are committed to the process, getting extra done after practices and before practices, treatment, getting their bodies well. We're going to have a lot of players out there this year, and they all be looking forward to contributing.